did grow up in the mining industry from a mining family. My father and my grandfather and his brother started a mining equipment company. When I had to go underground, I went out to get all my PPE. So, work boots, coveralls, belts, gloves, glasses, and there was nothing for women. So I bought the smallest that I could find. I took my coveralls into a seamstress because, as you can imagine, they were big and baggy, didn't fit properly. But it wasn't until I went underground at one of the local mines in Sudbury that I discovered the bigger issue with that PPE, and that was if I needed to use the washroom, how was I going to take everything off to do that?
I think Alicia reflects the new generation of women that have gone from being housewives to being career women. Alicia represents a generation of women who have been denied, in many cases, access to the marketplace.
I just never drank before I went underground because I simply refused to have to take everything off. It wasn't until the summer of, I believe it was 2011, I went underground at a potash mine, really dry and dusty. Before I knew it, consumed 3 bottles of water and had to use the washroom. So they guided me to a washroom. Of course, I had all men around me, no door in the porta potty. I proceeded to turn off my lights so no one would see me. I took everything off. I could hear my things falling on the ground, trying not to have them touch the ground because it's gross in there. Pulled everything back up, sat at the station with all the gentlemen and just said, this is the last time I wear your coveralls. So I came back to Sudbury, started working with a seamstress to develop the Covergall, which is a female version of the coverall.
I still remember when she came out, I said, you're going to sell clothes for underground for women. There's only probably about 3,000 or 4,000 women working underground. And then I realized that she was not talking about clothes, she was talking about underground fittings and so on, so that the marketplace would be more acceptable for women. Mining would be more attractive.
Mining companies are creating initiatives to attract and retain women in their organizations and have come up with diversity strategies. And one of the neat things about Covergalls is they're using it actually as a tool to attract and retain their female employees.
The uniqueness of her approach, I think, has drawn a great deal of attention. Plus, the industry generally is looking for winners. And I think she's a winner. I mean, there's no question in my mind. She's determined, she's diligent, she's thorough.
Especially with my daughter who's 6 years old, I want her to know that she can do anything. If she wants to drive a truck, she can go drive a truck. I don't want her to feel limited by whether it's a female occupation or a male occupation. And I certainly think, things are changing. I also want her to be aware of the opportunities that exist in those industries. You should never use fear of failure as a reason not to do something. And I think too often we do that. We think, well, what if it doesn't work? And I think you need to think, what if it does work? You have 2 choices. And you have the choice to either build someone else's dream or you have the choice to build your own. And I've decided that I'm going to build my own dream.